you don't know, I am no Southern Belle. I know you've seen the movies North and South or Gone with the Wind, where you have the woman that, has all this compassion, she has all the love, she has all the care, she takes care of her family. Now, granted, that goes across the board, but being from up north, things are a little bit more cut to the chase. You don't have all of this, well, I'm trying to get to know you, how are you feeling today? I don't really necessarily have a lot of that, okay? But what I want to talk to you today about is what I'm calling Southern Charm, not really, from up north to down south, okay? So, hey guys, this is PM Mathis, and your global indie author distributor, excuse me. And I hope that you're having a great day. Okay, so like I said, this one is called Southern Charm, not really, okay? From up north to down south. That was my journey. That's who I am. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about, who I am, what this journey has looked like, how did I end up here, and, what is the main objective, me sitting in front of you today. My objective is to help others stay encouraged and stay inspired, right? That is my purpose. That is my intention. That is the reason I do what I do, because I feel like it's so important. And definitely it's important as a single mom. And my heart goes out to the single moms. Why? Because I am one. I know what that looks like. I know what that feels like. I was raised by a single mom. I became a single mom. And so I know the struggles that go along with that. And I know a lot of the dynamic, right? So I'm trying to build a platform and help people understand that, I am you. You are me. I wear your shoes, maybe not the same size, but more than likely the same color, the same style, right? And so I'm just going to talk to you a little bit today, hoping you get to know, my passion, what I stand for, and like I said, why I do what I do, and give you a little bit of background about who I am, okay? So I'm going to talk to you today about a couple of things that have really, made some huge impacts on my life. Like I just mentioned, I am a single mom. Now, I've been married twice. I was married to my daughter's father, and that didn't quite work out because I got married again. Okay, and so I'm not even going to necessarily blame it on being raised by a single mom, but I do have to say this: there are certain dynamics that if you're not in a two-parent home that you don't see, that you don't understand, and sometimes when you find yourself in that situation, you don't know necessarily that the relationship between man and woman. I mean, I saw my mom raise us. I saw her do what she needed to do. I saw her be an independent woman. And that's what I know to do. And sometimes that became a conflict in my own relationships because I wasn't necessarily so dependent on a man to help in his manhood and make him feel good about himself. I'm not trying to be derogatory or be mean or anything like that, but sometimes if you're not strong enough in who you are, and then somebody comes into a relationship to challenge that, then it makes the relationship hard. And so not being raised by my father, who I knew and who knew me, held this big, huge piece of who I should have been, or would have been, or who made me who I am today. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying, having to deal and walk through abandonment and rejection issues makes it kind of hard to be in a relationship unless you find a way to deal with those things. And back then, I didn't know what I know today. and things probably would have been different. So I don't necessarily, I mean, it hurts and it threw a wrench in my living productively, but the two men that let go of my hand after they had promised till death do us apart, I can't just totally blame them because we both had commitment issues. So I want to, maybe suggest, I mean, because this is just a suggestion. I mean, you have to do what you feel like is the best for your life, that being healthy and whole before you go into a relationship will definitely help you see around the corner, help you with some of the obstacles and the distractions of life, and help you be able to talk through some things and help and really to understand if the person that you're with or considering has the capability of walking hand in hand with you, if they have that that southern charm in the fact of really being aware of who you are, having the compassion to know who you are, understanding that as we go through different situations in life that we grow, we change. Sometimes we get better, sometimes we don't. And not that fake southern charm that just kind of pushes things under the rug and just kind of, walks over things, doesn't have a discussion, and people live miserable lives. No, it's not worth it. I mean, I'm saying for me, it wasn't worth it to stay married, and I think the, two people that let go of my hand would have been, miserable, because as we travel through life, like I mentioned before, we change, we grow, or we don't. But your partner should be able to sustain you as you sustain him or her, right? Throughout life. And so, after my second divorce in 2019, I mean, I knew I had a struggle with loneliness, you know what I'm saying, and just needing, like most women, that needing that attention, needing to be seen, needing to be heard, needing to be loved and validated in your beauty and how you see yourself, what it looks like in the mirror to you, how you're feeling at that moment. And so in 2019, I really had to deal with the loneliness. I had just basically moved. I moved to where I am currently in February of that year. I had gotten a divorce in January. My daughter was off to college. And so I did a lot of things not to be, at home dealing with all the silence. But I also figured that I needed to get this handled, because also in that time, I'm just going to tell off on myself, I was in the midst of, trying to find love again. So there was a lot of conversations and communications that I was having, with different people, because, some attention is better than none, right? And I know for me, out of sight, out of mind. So if you're not paying me any attention, then you know what? I go to the place where I can find it. But I had to get really clear about commitment, right? Because commitment is the thing that will hold you and keep you and sustain you through life, and it will cause you to hold on to your integrity. So I had to get really, I had to be really open about really fighting through. I had to have a conversation with God. I had to pray about it. I had to sit in the silence. I had to be okay with just, not having somebody there. And I'm telling you, it has made a huge difference in my life. And thank God, because then right after 2019 came 2020, and we all know the story there, right? And just imagine if I had not dealt with that situation. So, being able, in my estimation, to have that Southern charm, then you have the ability to really recognize the good, the bad, and the evils of what goes on in life. And so you then have to decide, okay, well, what am I going to do with these experiences? What am I going to do with the things that God is asking me to deal with? That He's given me an ear to hear, a vision to see that this is not working out. And so there are a lot of experiences. There are a lot of things that have gotten me to this point. Another one of the things was my mom deciding to come back home because, like I said, I was born up north, from north to south. This is my mom's home, so she got ready to come back home because this was her route. That's why this is called Southern Charm, not really, because I came down when I was 15. So, I was pretty well set in my ways, not really going to be a huge amount of change. And so the reason my mom came down, I think, she's ready to come home. My mom had left when she was 21. And so she had the experience of domestic violence. That's not a lot of anything that I like to even remember or to bring up or talk about, but it was a part of my dynamic. And it caused me to put myself in the position of fight or flight, because I never would allow myself to be afraid of a man. Now, I'm not saying I can't go toe to toe with a man. I'm not saying that at all. But it gave me the ability to, in my mind, want to stand up, want to be not the softer side, right? If you understand what I mean. And I know that we all have life experiences. That could be a part of your past. It could not be. But we also have to learn how to claim strength in our knowledge, strength in our experiences. And though that was a part of my past, I don't have to live in that fight or flight mode. I have to understand where I sit right now, what those experiences did, and then heal from those, right? You have to be able to heal. You have to be able to put yourself in a place, in a situation where you are going to be okay no matter what happens. So I tell my story to help you understand that you're not alone, that there is a place that you can share to be seen, heard, and understood, and that is my group, which is private but no secret, what I call SMU, Single Moms Unpublished, and that can be found on Facebook. I want to serve you in love and understanding and help in your journey in walking through forgiveness, because you have to get there. You have to be able to see the experiences of your life. Okay, so you had a starting point, but that does not mean you have to end there. Your beginning may not have been well, but your ending, though, your ending can make all the difference in your life and somebody else's. Because, see, it has to start within first. It has to hit here, rest here, and then it will go out here. Now, the Southern charm thing, I have found to be true in this. Manners are a lost art, right? Those need to come back. We need to be kind. We need to be giving. We need to be forgiving. And, for me, I've always met a stranger when I came down here, I learned, people would just wave at you and say hi, and just kind of have this conversation with you. I didn't really understand that. And I was a little standoffish about that. But you know what? And then since, of course, we've hit, what 2020 brought us, getting back to becoming, to not meeting strangers, that needs to become somewhat of a norm. And I'm saying that even as a northerner, right? When helping used to be a thing, just being kind, just wanting to show up without an expectation of getting something in return. That needs to come back. That, that old school stuff that seems to no longer exist. That everything now that used to be wrong is now right. I don't know about, I do know about that, but what I am trying to say is how that all plays, how it all works out. Does that really make sense? The old school stuff didn't kill the will, but it enhanced respect, of which we're so lacking these days. A need for forgiveness. And that just brings me to, because your girl loves essential oils. So that brings me to my oil, and it's called forgiveness. May I suggest some forgiveness to you? If you sit in a place where you got a lot of hurt and unforgiveness and you've become bitter, may I suggest forgiveness to you? A part of that Southern charm that will get us through, will provide for us some help and healing and support. Forgiveness, it releases the hurt feelings, the negative memories, and assists with letting go. Because in relationships that we were once a part of that did not serve us well, or maybe did and that person is gone, there is a way of letting go of whatever kind of soul tie that you may have. Because I had to let go of the soul tie with my father when he passed away. Because I didn't get the opportunity to have the conversation that I wanted to have with him, and I was so hurt by that. Okay? But I had to let that go, because even that is an unhealthy soul tie. So let me show you 2 books that have helped me along my journey. The first one was the Rejection Syndrome, okay, which has been really good because I dealt with rejection. And the other one was Whatever Happened to Daddy's Little Girl. And it's the impact of fatherlessness on the Black woman. Really good reads that have helped me walk along my journey, to kind of give me some clarification, to try to give me some insight on who I was, what I needed to do, and how to get past it. So whatever resource that you need to use, let me suggest that you find that and seek it out. I hope that, what I say to you helps and becomes a benefit to you. And so I also want to remind you that I am on social media. You will see this on YouTube, of course. I am on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm also on Pinterest. I always fail to say that. I also have a blog, right? And it's Daddy Issues 101. A podcast, Your Voice Matters. And I want you to have a conversation with me about getting you some of this forgiveness, okay? And if you want to know more about forgiveness, send me an email to Mathis. That's PMATHIS at pewpartners.com with the subject line forgiveness. And your girl will reach out to you and have a conversation with you. I want to leave you with this. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Okay? And remember to hit the notification bell if this has been beneficial to you. And finally, I want to leave you with this. I love you, and I live to serve you. And as always, 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 I want you to what? Be blessed. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.